Hey everybody, it's Jim, Homespark Knife Sharpening. We are currently starting to modify this machine that we pulled out of the package. First thing we want to do obviously is get our handle on here for our tensioner, like so. Want to make sure the machine's unplugged if you're doing any work on it. This belt is actually, looks like it's touching my platen down here. And obviously if I put this on, we're going to have some extra thickness. So I'm going to loosen this up and move this back just a hair, so we can get the angle guide in here. Okay, so let's get the angle guide on, and well, that's not the place to put it. I don't know if I can do this with the belt on, maybe not. Okay, let's move the belt out of the way. I'll get our if I don't tip the whole machine over, I probably shouldn't have loosened this before I put it on there. Okay, let's get the belt back in. Actually, you know what? This isn't the belt we're going to be using. Let me pull out my Trizac belt, since this is the one we're actually going to be using on this machine. We'll get this on here. Okay. So now, let's get this riding just about right up on this thing. Okay. Perfect. And we're riding just off this. There's hardly anything in here at all, which is what we want. Now, the problem is with these angle guides, depending where you get them, is you can't get them at a shallow enough angle and close enough to the belt. Just to show you. Okay, so that's zeroed. So if we want to put this at about 16, okay, so that's at 15. You see how far I am away from the belt. I got to be able to push this back. So we need to do a little bit of modification to the angle guide itself. So what I'm going to do is take my drill. I really should have a punch for this, and I don't have one. Yeah, that's riding against the belt. So let's see if we can adjust this. We may be done. That would be nice. Okay. Let's turn it on. Zero it out. Okay. Now they're both saying 15.95. That's saying 16. Okay, I'm okay with it being a little higher. That's where we should be. Okay. So, where's my small knife again? See, that's riding awful high on this. I'd like it to be closer to that belt. Well, I think maybe I will try it there. I just don't want room for it to be able to get down in here, which it's doing. So maybe I'll give it a shot there. I think we're close enough. So that should take care of. Okay, so let's get some wheels on here. We'll start with this one. By the way, I did plug all these in and made sure that they actually worked. You might want to do that right out of the box before you start tearing stuff apart on them. Because if something doesn't work, you're certainly going to want to, wow. You're certainly going to want to be able to just send it back without having to tear it all apart again. Yeah, this is going to be tight, so we got to find something. To get in here, it's going to hold this. There we go. If you're wondering about which way to spin these nuts, generally this wheel's going this way. So the nut's going to turn the same way as the wheel goes to loosen it. It goes opposite of the wheel to tighten. So we're going to get this wheel off. And you got your two washers. Going to get rid of the housing. Might help if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So on this one, I want to put this, I believe, is an 80. This is a 180. And this is a 320. So we're going to use a 180 grit on this one. Okay. Yep. So we should look pretty good with this one. So throw this on here. Throw this on. Throw this on. And of course, here comes the fun part. So we're going to figure out a way to see if I can hold this to get this tightened down. Okay, now we're not going to tighten too much. I can already hear it starting to compress this. So the only other thing we need to do is we need to check and see if we're round on this and maybe adjust if need be. So let's see how close we are to round. Really close. Might be a little off, but not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So the problem in this obviously is going to be this, is that I'm going to be coming into, so I got a couple of choices. One of them on this would be turn the machine around. Oops. Well, that was interesting. Try to get my light reset. Does it sometimes. Let's turn the machine around. Now we're going away from me. So now that's going to give me the room to be able to run this way. And I'm not going to run into anything. And that's probably the better solution. So, okay, so I think we're done with this one. Next one, we slide this back. In case you're wondering, this is just regular foam board that I put under these. It allows me to slide the machine around on the table a little easier. The only thing I'm going to have to watch for is when I'm actually sharpening. If the machine starts walking away on me like this, I'm going to figure something else out. But it is taking me quite a bit of force to actually move these machines. So it's actually moving the whole table. So it's enough that I can slide the machine without having to pick the whole thing up. Hopefully it's going to be enough to let me slide the machine around without tipping it over or having to pick the whole thing up. So let's go ahead and get this one. Okay. So we got that one. Okay, so on this side, I want to put my red wheel. And I'm just looking to make sure, and there is no direction on this. This one, I don't think that's ½ inch, is it? It is ½ inch, okay. So, they gave us this adapter. It's one too big, so we take that ring off. Push all these in. It's still quite all the way through. Perfect. It should slide on there. So that's going to be good. Get that on there. That on there. And again, is going to turn now the direction opposite the wheel. And these don't have to be super tight. You got to remember these are going to be kind of self-tightening. When the wheel starts spinning this way, it's going to cause the nut to want to tighten. That's why they reverse thread on this side. It's so that when the motor starts, it's actually tightening the nut instead of loosening it. So on this one, we're going to use our leather. And I think we need all of the, we need all of them for this one. Oops. So we'll get this on. There's nothing on the leather that indicates any kind of a spin direction. See, and now I'm doing it. This is the side that's going to be reverse thread. So now we're going to have to plug it in. Okay. Now we got to plug this in and see if, yeah, we're going to be yeah, that actually looks pretty decent. This one I think is wobbling a bit. Oh, not bad. Yeah, I think we're good. We got some nice level wheels, guys. So we got lucky. We don't have to, this looks like it's wobbling a little bit, but once it gets up to speed and I put that knife on there, it's running fine. So I think we're good. So there we go. I don't know what else there is to do at this point, except get some knives up here on the table. And we can start doing some sharpening. Appreciate you watching. And we will see you guys in the next one.